Emma, you are truly my best friend, my soulmate. Life with you is a wonderful adventure, but every most wonderful moments are any moment spent with you. Life is full of surprises, but I know that with you, the lows will feel so seldom, and with you, the highs so high. I have only one desire, and that is to make sure that we are the happiest a family can be, and that you have everything you could ever want for in life. You give me a confidence I never thought possible, joy and gratitude for each and everything in our lives. I never knew I could be this happy, and I cannot believe we get to spend the remainder of our lives together.
That's lovely, thank you. And Emma?
It's emotional.
Okay. I, Emma, choose you, Joe, to be no other than yourself, loving what I know of you and trusting what things I will discover. I promise to encourage you and inspire you, to laugh with you and cry with you. I promise to love you in good times and in bad, when life seems easy and when it seems hard. I know that our love will never fade and that we will always find strength in one another and continue to grow side by side. There is little to say that you haven't already heard, and little to give that is not already freely given. Before you asked me, I was yours, and I am devoted to you in every way. I have given you my hand to hold, so I give you my life to keep. I promise from this day forward you shall not walk alone.
Before I go any further, I'm sure you'll all agree how beautiful Emma looks today. You took my breath away when I saw you this morning. Sorry. Wow. Your mum and I are so very proud of you. Not one to do anything by half, she set out completely on her own across the globe to Australia. There she had an amazing couple of years, experiencing things like wild camping and working on a cattle ranch in the outback. What had happened to our little girl who was terrified of cows? After 2 years away, she announced she was returning home. We expected her to return with a stuffed koala or a kangaroo. Instead, Jill, she returned with you. Catherine and I wondered how long this holiday romance would last, but it quickly became apparent you were meant to be. Joe. We have thought of you as part of our family since the day you came back, but now I'd like to take the chance to welcome you officially. You've seen us, warts and all, and you've still turned up today. I guess that means we're not all that bad. You'll make a great son-in-law. You clearly love Emma, you look after her and you make her happy. What more could we ask for our daughter? So thank you. So, Emma and Joe, our advice to you is to always to put the other one first and talk about everything openly and honestly. A marriage is a partnership. If you do that, you'll always be happy and you'll know you'll have someone to rely on.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and on behalf of East Riding Registration and Celebratory Services, a very warm welcome to Saltmarsh Hall on this very special day. Joe and Emma will be making a commitment to each other before you all today, through legally binding vows sincerely made and to be faithfully kept. And by your presence here today, you are all expressing your affection and support for them. So Joe, do you take Emma to be your partner for life? Do you promise to love and respect her, be honest and faithful to her from this day forward?
I do.
Thank you. And Emma, do you take Joe to be your partner for life? Do you promise to love and respect him, be honest and faithful to him from this day forward?
I do.
Thank you. So Joe and Emma, I ask you now to make legally binding vows in the presence of your witnesses. I call upon these persons
I call upon these persons
Here present to witness
here present to witness
that I, Joseph Mark Colley,
that I, Joseph Mark Colley,
do take thee, Emma Elizabeth Hurst,
do take thee, Emma Elizabeth Hurst,
to be my lawful wedded wife
to be my lawful wedded wife
for today, tomorrow, and always.
for today, tomorrow and always.
Thank you. And Emma, I call upon these persons
I call upon these persons,
here present to witness
here present to witness,
that I, Emma Elizabeth Hurst,
that I, Emma Elizabeth Hurst,
do take thee, Joseph Mark Colley,
do take thee, Joseph Mark Colley,
to be my lawful wedded husband
to be my lawful wedded husband,
for today, tomorrow, and always.
for today, tomorrow, and always.
Emma, please accept this ring
Emma, please accept this ring
with the love and sincerity
with the love and sincerity
with which it is given.
with which it is given.
From this day forward,
From this day forward,
everything I am
everything I am
and everything I have
and everything I have
is ours to share.
is ours to share.
Thank you. You could just slide. Please, Joe, please accept this ring
Joe, please accept this ring
with the love and sincerity
with the love and sincerity
with which it is given.
with which it is given.
From this day forward,
From this day forward,
everything I am
everything I am
and everything I have
and everything I have
is ours to
is
share.
ours to share.
It gives me the greatest pleasure to declare that you are now husband and wife together. So it's traditional for you both to seal that bargain with a kiss.
It was nearly 30 years ago that Joe arrived. A happy, smiling, loving boy with a big chubby bum. Same as now, really. Joe grew into a caring, kind, thoughtful boy with a wonderful personality. Me, Mum and Bex are so very proud of you. Me and Sue first met Emma in Melbourne whilst we were there visiting Joe and Bex. I asked her what her intentions with my son were. And she said, "We're going home to live together up north." And start a zoo. We will start with about 10 assorted cats, dogs and rabbits and guinea pigs, and then move on to farm animals, then reptiles, amphibians, big cats and elephants. We know that Emma and Joe will have many happy years ahead of them, and we are very pleased to welcome Emma and her family into our home. Before I finish, I have a massive thank you to say to Emma, her parents Ian and Catherine, and other family and friends who worked so hard to make this special day a success. You've done a wonderful job. Congratulations, and we look forward to spending time together in the future. I'd like to propose a toast to Joe and Emma. Life is fragile and flies by so quickly. Grab every opportunity, live every moment, be happy, content and patient and care for each other. Live life to the full and good luck.
Hello, we're Rob, Mike and Liam. Joe's shown the same self-restraint he's always been known for and chosen not one, not two, but three best men. We want to reassure everyone before we start, it's not going to be an overly long speech. We're hoping to bring it down to roughly the length of one best man speech. And as we've heard already this evening, Joe and Emma met while they were both in Australia. And I actually remember speaking to a mate of ours from school right after Joe left, and they were actually wondering, whether Joe had lost his way a little bit, whether they'd actually ever see him again, whether he'd ever settle down, whether he'd ever find anyone. And I was actually always confident that Joe would. He's one of the warmest, most genuine people that I've ever had the good fortune to know. And as we stand here today, Joe owning a house, holding down a good job, now married to Emma, someone who obviously makes him so happy. I'd just like to take a moment to say, who's laughing now, Liam?
It's a little bit surreal for me to be standing here today speaking to all of you wonderful people at the wedding of one of my oldest and truest friends, because you have to know that for a long time, you know, when Joe travelled to Australia, I didn't think that I was ever going to see him again. So we went for years without actually speaking, and so I knew that he had left for like a good reason. I know that he'd gone off to find himself, and I knew that he was starting a new chapter in his life, but I couldn't have known that he was going to meet Emma there and he was going to start that chapter with her. So, but I realise now that that was the most important thing that he's ever done. So for them to come back here together and to make a home together, and now for us all to be here again at their wedding, it's nothing short of an absolute privilege, and I wish them nothing but the absolute best in their future together. All right.
And that goes for all of us as well. And we just like to ask everyone here to raise a glass in one of, not the final, but one of the final toasts of the day. To Joe and Emma.
Joe and Emma.
It was about 2 years ago, nearly to this day. I proposed in London. Booked an incredible hotel. We had a lovely weekend down there. Restaurants, the theatre, and I wanted to propose. As soon as we got to the hotel, I got them to put roses out, champagne, chocolates, the whole lot. I wanted Emma to walk in, get really excited, what's going on, turn around, and I'll be on one knee and propose. But the hotel did none of that. So we got there, I took the wind out of my sails. So we got there and I was trying to think what to do. I've got all these things booked, so I needed to propose then and there. So Emma went into the toilet and I was trying to think of something, and I just ran out of ideas. So I heard the flush go, so I thought, right, I just got down on one knee, waited for the toilet door to open, and Emma looked very surprised, but luckily she said yes, so yeah, it was all very, very good in the end. So I would like to raise a glass to Emma. Here's to a lifetime of harmony, anger, and happiness. So to Emma.